white man in boxing led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV. Woo!
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out. All right, Serhiy Derevianchenko has a decision to make in his next fight. Loyalty to Al or get the bag versus Canelo. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate the love, support. Check out our boxing news playlist and our middleweight boxing playlist, man. So more videos like this. But appreciate the love, support. Best way to donate, support the channel. If you haven't subscribed, comment, hit the thumbs up button, share the video, please. And Derevianchenko has been offered $5 million to fight Canelo, $2.5 million to fight Charlo. That's not an exact number. They say it's guesstimated at $2.5 million. It could be 2.3, 2.8, 2.6, or anywhere in that neighborhood. It's what he's been offered. Now, to be honest, according to what Bob Arum fighters getting paid, but Bob Arum isn't putting on this fight of this caliber. All right, with Derevianchenko and Charlo, I think they got fight of the year, or Canelo or Derevianchenko got fight of the year on it. But you know, you got to look at it from a couple aspects. Canelo offering almost double his purse, if not a little bit more doubling, depending on what the actual number is. They say it's guesstimated around 2.5. Also, if you fight Canelo, that means you done made $10 million your last 2 fights fucking with the zone. You know what I'm saying? That's good money for a guy like Derevianchenko, where like 90% or shit, 99.9% of the, America's population don't even know who he is. He done made $5 million twice challenging, you know, for 2 different titles. You know what I'm saying? He made 5 challenging for the IBF Canelo drop before, and now he making 5 fighting for a fake WBA belt, fighting at 168 pounds. So for him, does he want to go up to 68? And people say he already got a few fights fighting at 68. I didn't know that. And fight Canelo, the thing about fighting Canelo is, if you thought it was impossible for him to get a decision beating up on Lil G, he ain't gonna get no decision versus Canelo. You know, if it's about wins and losses more than money, then, you know, or if he feels like he can beat Charlo, and they will actually go against the grain to give him a decision over Charlo, all that factors in there. And, you know, PBC, I'm not sure if they would rob Derevianchenko with Charlo. They did rob Korobov. Also, Derevianchenko still had Lou DiBella ties. He's still managed by him. And obviously, they exiled Lou DiBella out of PBC, their little promoters network, because he tried to make Wilder and AJ and tried to make that meeting for Wilder to come over to the zone, and Al didn't like it. So if you think about it, why would you take less money to get robbed versus Charlo if Al Haymon still don't like Lou DiBella? That's the question. So, I mean, it sounds like either way he go, he probably gonna get fucked on the scorecards unless he feel like he can knock out Charlo, or just get a really, really large and wide and blatant decision versus Charlo. Now, his decision seemed to be pretty clear in beating Triple G. I guess the knockdown was kind of the difference for him. But it depends on what type of relationship him and Al got. Now, if it's true that, you know, what they say, that Al Haymon has to write off on whatever boxing decision you make before you can make it, and, you know, it might be out of his hands. It might be above him now. It may be like, you know, Al said, I have to, you know, he said I couldn't take the Canelo fight. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on what Al wants, you know. But then again, you know, can you tell a brother to, you know, take less money, significantly less money, and fight your guy? I mean, according to that lawsuit paper that came out, he can do that. He can do that. But obviously, I think Charlo and Derevianchenko is the better fight. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, you know, Derevianchenko coming off a loss, and he's still getting offers of 2.5 around there, $5 million. And there's some dudes that's scared to take a loss. Derevianchenko and Sean Porter, guys like that, live in proof. They lose and they still getting big paydays. So if it's not about losing the O and it's about losing money, Danny Garcia's still making money after he lost to Keith Thurman. You know, Derevianchenko still making money. Jermall still making money. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes that have lost, Deontay Wilder, they just said they're going to upcharge the tickets for December 19th for him for Fury 3. He's still going to get another $20, $30, $40, $50 million payday. He's still getting money. AJ still getting money. He got knocked out. Gary Russell still doing pretty fine after losing to Lomachenko. Lomachenko doing fine after losing to Salido. So it can't be about the money, losing the money. There's been plenty of guys that didn't lost. Derevianchenko didn't lost to Danny Jacobs, came back, got a payday versus Golovkin, lost to Golovkin. Now you about to come back and get a payday versus either Charlo or Canelo. Me personally, you know, during these times of uncertainty, y'all got to go with the $5 million to fight Canelo. Neither one of them got real belts. The regular WBC is some bull. Now, Canelo, the franchise champion at 60 and 60, and the regular champion at 68. So, like I said, you know, either one really don't count as a real belt, depending on how you look at it. He fight Charlo for the regular belt. It's not a lot of people see Canelo still as a champion. You know, he fight Canelo at 68 for the regular WBA belt. It ain't a real belt, but it bring more. So either war, you talking about the belt and the prestige, it's not there. So you got to go with the bigger bag. Now, if you're talking about the more winnable fight, we know it's impossible unless you knock out Canelo, you ain't gonna beat him. Charlo probably the more winnable fight. You know, a lot of people think he can beat Charlo. If you get on the inside of Charlo reach and he take him to the inside, he's not gonna be able to do what Derevianchenko did. I'm not Derevianchenko, but Matt Korobov did. That's really not his style. Matt Korobov was able to do what Kavaliauskas did versus Crawford early on. He was able to sit on that back foot, plant, and he was able to stay stationary and hold his position and land some really good combinations. Really good 1 or 2 shots at a time. And that's what Korobov did to Charlo. Charlo didn't know how to figure that out. But then again, Korobov is a southpaw. Derevianchenko is the orthodox. So the Charlos, both of them usually struggle versus southpaw. Look at their fights with Austin Trout. So that would mean he have to, you know, Derevianchenko had to get on the inside. And I think with a guy with a good chin, you know, the story or the narrative usually is you got to go to break his body down, then break him up to the chin. So Derevianchenko able to get inside of Charlo straight shots. And that's what Charlo throw really, really well. Good straight 1-2, good jab. You got to get on the inside, you know, work the middle, come up with an uppercut. He could win, you know, but I think Charlo will be able to keep him on the outside. And my belief is, even without doing film and it can't change, I think Charlo might spark him. You know, he kind of been through some wars. He an older fighter. He had 24 fights in the World Series of Boxing. He got almost 20 fights right now. You know, also he went through a war with Triple G. Him and Danny Jacobs, they really didn't do much. You know, that fight could have been declared a draw. It was they was both scared to get hit. I guess it was more Danny Jacobs scared to get touched by Derevianchenko. It was one of the more forgettable championship fights for the vacant IBF. He had a good tough fight with Cole Clyde. So, you know, overall, he got over almost 40 professional fights between the World Series of Boxing and this, in regular boxing. So, to me, it's at the point where, you know, as a fan, I would prefer him fighting Charlo. As a business partner, or somebody tell him the money, go get the money. Go get it. Go get the money. Go get the money. He got to get the money. You can't turn out $5 million because, you know, with Lou DiBella relationship with Premier Boxing Champion, they're probably gonna rob you too. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the hostile Charlo. The Charlo pretty much everybody like more than the other one. So they probably either way he go, he probably gonna get robbed. So if Al Haymon allow him to, I'd rather get robbed by Canelo. Get rich or die trying. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't get robbed and beat Charlo and get robbed for $2.5 million around there. If I'm gonna get robbed, I'm gonna get robbed for the full $5 million. And you know, he didn't really make $5 million these last 2 fights messing with the DAZN. He never made that or never will make that with Premier Boxing Champions in 2 fights. So hey, from that aspect, let me know who you think he should fight. Should it be, you know, Charlo or Canelo? Charlo's offering around 2.5. Canelo offering about 5, but I think Al has the final say so to write off on it. So, also somebody made a video saying that I don't even know who this nigga is. Gary Russell says he's not signed to Al Haymon. Well, tell him to leave then. Tell him to leave. You can't be believing everything these niggas say, man. Tell him to leave. Tell Gary Russell to leave. Ain't that right, Mason? Tell him to leave. If he ain't a part of it, Mason said, tell the nigga to leave. Because I know where I get my sources from. Tell him to leave. Bet he can't. Bet he can't. Bet he won't. Al said he'd make it all bad for him if he left. So he could say he a free agent all the time. These boxers say shit all the time. But Al Haymon got him in one of them devil deals. You know what I'm saying? But I know what I'm talking about, bro. You know, even motherfuckers believe these fighters too much. Oh, man, David Benavidez said Caleb Plant ducking. But it's Benavidez that's ducking, though. But, like I said, believe what you want to believe, man. This boxing shit about to have an expiration on my page anyway, if it keep going the way it go. But, hey, appreciate everybody. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All the links in the description. We also got a Facebook group. What else we got, Mason? Oh, yeah, want to make a donation? Just share the video. Cash App, PayPal in the description. One time for the one time. Let me know what you think in the comment section. We gone.